You look at someone successful and think they just work harder than you. You see a complex problem and immediately jump to one obvious cause. You take a messy, complicated situation and boil it down to a single explanation that feels clean and simple. Your brain is convincing you that everything has one main reason, one root cause, one simple fix, and that need for simplicity is making you blind to reality. This happens dozens of times every day without you noticing. You read a headline about crime rates and instantly blame one factor: politics, economy, culture. Whatever fits your existing view. You watch someone struggle with their weight and reduce their entire battle to willpower or metabolism. You see your own failures and pin them on one thing: lack of discipline, bad timing, wrong opportunities. Your brain takes a web of interconnected causes and slashes it down to a single thread. You've probably tried to fix problems this way. Attack the one thing you think is causing it. And it doesn't work, because the real world doesn't run on single causes. But your brain keeps doing it anyway. This is called reductionism bias. Research shows your brain naturally reduces complex systems to simpler explanations, because processing multiple variables simultaneously drains massive cognitive energy. Your ancestors survived by making fast decisions with incomplete information. Spot the tiger. Run. Simple cause, simple effect. Your brain evolved to find the one most obvious pattern and act on it immediately. Nuance got you killed. Speed kept you alive. So your mind developed a shortcut. Take complicated reality and compress it into the simplest possible story. Your brain thinks it's being efficient, but it's actually making you wrong about almost everything. Here's how this plays out in real life. Your relationship hits a rough patch. You immediately decide the problem is one thing. They don't listen, or you don't spend enough time together, or the spark is gone. You focus all your energy on fixing that one issue. You try harder to be heard. You schedule more date nights. You plan romantic gestures, but the relationship doesn't improve, because the actual problem is a combination of communication patterns, unspoken expectations, stress from work bleeding into home life, different conflict styles, and timing of major life transitions. You picked one variable out of 12 and wondered why solving it changed nothing. Or at work, your team misses a deadline. Your brain scans for the single cause: poor planning, lazy coworkers, unrealistic timeline. You lock onto one explanation and build your entire analysis around it. So next project, you fix that one thing. You plan better. You push the team harder. You negotiate more time. And you miss the deadline again. Because it was never one cause. It was unclear requirements, plus shifting priorities, plus knowledge gaps, plus communication breakdowns, plus resource constraints, plus 3 other factors interacting in ways you never mapped. This is like trying to understand a car engine by only looking at the spark plugs. The bias doesn't just make you wrong once. It creates a reinforcement spiral. You reduce a problem to one cause. You try a solution targeting that cause. It fails or only partially works, so you think you identified the wrong cause. You pick a different single cause. You try again. Fail again. Switch causes again. You're not learning the real lesson. The lesson isn't that you keep picking the wrong cause. It's that you keep looking for one cause when the system has 15 causes working together. Each failure trains you to search harder for the right single answer instead of accepting that there is ENT1. You're stuck in a loop where the solution to oversimplifying is more Your brain is running 10,000-year-old software on today's problems. Most people think this is about intelligence. They assume smarter people see complexity better, so they try to think harder or learn more. But that's like assuming a better hammer will help you paint a portrait. The real issue isn't how hard you think. It's that your thinking process itself is designed to compress. Smart people don't overcome this bias. They just build more sophisticated justifications for why their oversimplified explanation is the right one. They use their intelligence to defend the reduction instead of questioning it. This bias survives because complexity is exhausting, and simplicity feels like clarity. Plus, admitting something is genuinely complex feels like admitting you don't understand it. And if you stopped reducing everything, you'd have to sit with uncertainty. You'd have to say, I don't know more often. You'd have to hold multiple contradictory ideas at once. You'd have to accept that some problems don't have clean solutions. Your brain would rather give you a wrong answer that feels certain than a nuanced truth that feels confusing. But here's where it gets interesting. You're not oversimplifying because you're lazy or stupid. You're oversimplifying because you're treating complex systems like simple machines. A machine has parts. You can point to the broken part and fix it. A system has interactions. The parts aren't independent. They influence each other in loops and feedback cycles. Your relationship isn't a machine with broken communication. It's a system where communication affects trust. Trust affects vulnerability. Vulnerability affects communication. And all three are influenced by stress, history, and expectations. There's no single broken part. There's a pattern of interactions. Once you see that problems exist in systems instead of isolated parts, everything shifts. You're not looking for the cause anymore. You're looking for pattern. You stop asking what's wrong and start asking what's interacting. That's not more complicated. It's just different. It's seeing the web instead of searching for the single thread. So the next time you catch yourself thinking someone's success comes down to one thing they do right, you'll know what's really happening. Your brain is compressing a complex system into a simple story. But now you can pause. You can ask, what else is contributing? What other factors are in play? What's interacting with what? You're not trying to hold everything at once. You're just refusing to pretend it's simple when it's not. That awareness changes how you approach problems. It changes what solutions you try. It changes how you understand yourself and everyone around you. You started this video looking for simple answers to complex questions. Now you know your brain is built to oversimplify reality. That's not a small shift. That's seeing the matrix for what it is. Watch yourself this week. Notice how fast you jump to single explanations. Don't judge it. Just catch it happening. You'll see this bias everywhere once you know what to look for. Subscribe if you want more insights like this that actually make sense.